Brian, come to hear all of that.
I was just watching it and it blew my mind.
Talk to me about that.
I know what that. I understand hard time, and I understand good time. And, you know, in life, they have to come. You're gonna have to deal with both of them because that's what life consists of: good times and bad times.
And he told me, I'm not gonna say who it is, but he's like, Mayweather's broke. I said, no. He's like, no, really, Mayweather's broke. Now, I don't know if it's true.
Right.
This is what this guy told me. I'm like, how could he be broke? He's like, yo, he spends like crazy.
Like, you know, Floyd's a great fighter. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. You know, he had 50 fights and he said, wow. So don't tell me about you the greatest fighter with 50 and 0, nigga. You're great, no doubt about it, nigga. 50 and 0.
We were excited about you and Floyd. Is that still happening, or is that?
Yeah, it's happening. Yeah, it's happening. You think I give that up? I was minding my business. He challenged me.
You look good. How you feeling physically?
Incredible.
You've been training?
Listen, I was wearing an extra large. It looks like I'm wearing large now.
Looking good, man. Still looking scary.
During a live interview with Stephen A. Smith, Mike Tyson didn't hold back. He went straight at Floyd Mayweather Jr. with the kind of blunt, unapologetic honesty only a former heavyweight champion can deliver.
How do you feel about Floyd, though?
Huh?
How do you feel about
Floyd?
Awesome
fighter, great fighter. You know, he's a little too into himself. You know, he should be. I was the same way too, but you have to come to reality some way. You have to bring your head down to God. We're nothing to be fucking arrogant. You expect us to be ignorant and arrogant. Look where we came from.
That's why I asked the question earlier about you mentoring fighters, because I feel like Floyd looked at you growing up like every other fighter. And the persona and the lifestyle was like, growing up in the hood, we looked at it like, that's Mike Tyson. We see the cars, the jewelry, the flair. Like, you was a movie star. You was a hero.
I didn't see that.
Tyson described Mayweather as arrogant, self-absorbed, and dangerously disconnected from reality, suggesting that the flashy displays of cash feel more like performance than proof of real stability.
Because Floyd, we've been friends since 2002. There was a point where I'm looking at things and I'm going, yo, we kind of got the wrong messaging point. Because we're saying we got all the money in the world, we're going to burn it, we're going to get it again. So what? When you say change it, he goes, nah, you do that, Fa. He said something to me one time, very simple. He said, what a prize fighter fight for? And I'm like, and he said, the prize. Don't nobody watch Floyd fight to see how amazing he is. They're watching it for the opportunity to see him lose.
Right.
Because they don't like him.
The arena have just shown Floyd Mayweather and they begin to boo immediately.
They don't like him because everything he says is about money. There's nothing else. There's no values. There's no, like the people's champ, like Ali was standing for the same things.
Right.
The audience was standing for. You know, he doesn't have any of that. It's just money.
I take 30 watches with me.
He argued that dominance inside the ring doesn't excuse a lack of humility outside of it, and that constant wealth-flexing can erode a legacy faster than any opponent ever could. When Tyson said Mayweather's behavior is damaging his image, it hit like a clean punch, sharp, public, and impossible to ignore.
No, I didn't make as much money as you'd think fighting Floyd.
Did you get paid from that?
He still owes me $1.5 million, maybe more.
How does he owe you the money? Why don't you just
Here's what happened. He pre-sold the fight using my likeness to some company in, I think, Dubai or like the Middle East for $10 million cash. We ended up doing the fight in the States with a different company. That is the company that put on the fight. That is the company that paid me. But he sold our fight with my name and likeness to someone else in Dubai for $10 million cash. It's our fight, bro. Our deal was 15%. He fucking smoked me. So I got 15% of it. 15% of $10 million is $1.5 million. That company paid him that money, is suing him. I actually don't know the status on that lawsuit. I should check in because he still owes me money, but he has a bunch of legal trouble at the moment. I don't think I'm ever getting the money.
He just sold his house in Vegas.
Did he really?
Yeah.
I think, he's facing a bunch.
Rinsed on that house. He started at $14 million. Sold for 6.6.
When Tyson said he'd knock Floyd out, it felt less like trash talk and more like a gut-level statement. Not just a threat, but a demand for respect beyond the spotlight. Fans reacted like someone fired a cannon in a quiet room, shocked, loud, and instantly divided. Agree or not, his message cut through the noise. Humility still matters, and unchecked ego can make even the greatest names look small. In the end, Tyson framed it like a finishing combination. you can win fights, but still lose the story that follows in the public's respect.
Floyd spends money like it's a tap. Money's just flowing. Even as much money as he's made in his career, which he's probably made more money than any boxer ever. There's all these lawsuits. He hasn't been paying things. He owes money on this and owes money on that. And then he's got to come out of retirement.
It's just the lifestyle that Floyd lives. It's like he got to be lavish. So that he got $1 million in his backpack. He got the latest watch and the latest car.
And when you get into latest watches and latest cars, boy, that money goes quick. Bugattis are like $3 million. There's watches that are $3-5 million. So you buy a watch and a car, you're down.
That larger-than-life Tyson versus Mayweather tension, power versus precision, myth versus survival IQ, suddenly shifts when Wade starts laughing while breaking down Floyd's financial rumors. The narrative flips fast, moving from ring strategy to accounting talk in seconds.
The third fight of the year for a Floyd Mayweather that is clearly going broke. And it's not just, and if you guys didn't see the video I did talking about Floyd coming back to fight Mike, this is not me sensationalizing. This is the truth. There is no speculation, but I told you guys, Floyd owes a lot of people a lot of money, and he don't have it. Logan Paul also discussed this, and this is probably the best screenshot I couldn't gotten on this video. My God, his ramen noodle hair is flying in the wind, and there's no wind in that place. But Logan dropped some knowledge that Floyd is still scamming him for their 2021 fight. We're going to go through it all.
Wade can barely get to the topic without chuckling, pointing out Floyd lining up multiple fights in a single year, exhibitions, crossover bouts, even the Tyson spectacle. His tone suggests urgency. He even references Logan Paul claiming unpaid money from their exhibition. The kind of rumor that sticks whether it's true or not.
He just sold this house in Vegas.
Did he really?
Yeah.
I think he's facing a
rinsed on that house. He started at $14 million. He custom built the house, by the way, like 2006.
Yeah.
Started at 14, reduced to 12, 10, 8 came on the market. And it was a lot of house for 8. So for 6.6.
Oh, he really got
just rinsed. The cost to build that house was 9 or 10.
Whoa, he got rinsed.
Yeah.
God damn.
It was huge.
God damn.
Who would win in a fight?
And yeah, that's another piece of like what Floyd has done with his money after his fight career.
Wade keeps circling back to one question. Floyd said he was done with boxing years ago. So why the nonstop schedule now? Is it love of the sport or love of the pay-per-view invoice? To be fair, Floyd mastered self-promotion. The entire Money Mayweather blueprint turned boxing into theater.
When I see people get upset at me on Twitter talking about, oh, watch your own pockets. You ain't ever made as much money as Floyd has. I know that, dude. I'm not saying that Floyd is as broke as one of the freaking tweakers on 6th Street Bridge in Los Angeles, dude. That's not what I'm saying. But for the amount of money that he has made, over $1.2 billion, and the amount of money that he still has, let's say it is $300 million. That means Floyd has lost 70% of the money he's earned.
Then the conversation shifts to spending, jets, mansions, businesses, massive assets. Now the debate isn't about greatness in the ring, but sustainability outside it. Ironically, even critics who claim Floyd is chasing payday still tune in the moment his name hits a poster. That's the gravitational pull of a legend. Curiosity wins every time.
Floyd owes like $1.4 million in jewelry debts, that Floyd owes like hundreds of thousands of dollars in rent for a private New York apartment. His private jet fuel, he's not paid hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of fuel and maintenance. He put up one of his jets that I think he even sold, but one of his jets and I want to say one of his properties, like one of his homes, up as collateral for a $54 million loan from an individual, from a billionaire that had a 9% interest on the loan.
As the rumor mill spins, DJ Vlad jumps in with even wilder claims. He says an old school jeweler casually told him Mayweather is broke because he spends recklessly. And just like that, the familiar boxing storyline resurfaces.
I mean, listen, Mayweather never flies commercial. He's only flying private.
So he doesn't own his own plane?
I don't think so. I've never seen a Mayweather plane, like a Drake plane. I've never seen that. Not to say that he doesn't. I don't know Mayweather like that. I've never even met him. So I don't know. I mean, you have a lot of properties. You have
massive earnings, lavish lifestyle. Suddenly, everyone becomes a financial detective. Vlad admits he doesn't know if it's true, which matters, because money rumors spread fast, especially in boxing. Still, when you talk about private jets, endless spending, properties, and diamonds tied to a 2-decade money image, it's easy to see why speculation grows.
A lot of money you're constantly spending.
Right.
I don't know. Remember at one point he said he was buying like the jewelry district building.
Yeah, and they said
that
they
wasn't
said that was
true.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know this man's finance, but this guy told me that Mayweather is in financial problems.
See, here's the part about actually losing your money when you're on that level and you're, kind of like flossing, showing up.
The brand Floyd built was rooted in excess. Stacks of cash, luxury, the undefeated money machine persona. So if even a small crack appears, critics treat it like a collapse. But here's the counterpoint. Floyd has been selling spectacle longer than many fans have followed the sport. Exhibitions and visibility may not signal desperation. They may signal strategy.
We might see Mayweather doing...
People will give him some loans.
Maybe.
Listen, he's cozying up to Israel.
But the thing about it is, he had Mayweather Promotions.
Yeah.
And he was hosting a big, he had Gervonta Davis under his cards. And so that's a
yeah, but look what happened to Gervonta.
Right.
Some fans say he needs money. Others argue he's simply continuing the business model he perfected. Two completely different interpretations of the same behavior. Vlad also touches on a harsh truth. When someone lives flashy, the public almost waits for the downfall. That's celebrity culture. Yet despite the debate, every time Floyd's name resurfaces, people click, watch, and argue. That's the Mayweather paradox. Rumor magnet, business genius, lightning rod for criticism, yet still the center of attention.
So if you can sustain that, you don't ever have to box again. But now has to take fights because, when you floss like Mayweather, you can't go down.
Yeah.
You got to stay right there because people are going to peep any kind of chinks in your armor if you're not wearing 3 or 4 big $1 million diamond.
Before the gossip settles, Simon Jordan shifts the conversation from rumor to cold business math. He shrugs at the idea of a Mayweather Manny Pacquiao rematch having real sporting intrigue. Harsh, maybe, but both fighters were already considered past their peak back in 2015. Now they're nearing 50, yet the topic refuses to disappear. Simon frames it not as boxing debate, but as streaming economics, subscriber growth, lifetime value, platform metrics. What seems ridiculous to purists can look brilliant to accountants.
Instance, Pacquiao versus Floyd Mayweather, they fought too late in 2015 when they were 36 and 37 respectively, I think.
They're 47 and 48 now.
Yeah. So it is some would say a cynical land grab, a financial opportunity. But if people are prepared to pay it and Netflix are prepared to put it on and people want to watch it on their Netflix subscription and people want to subscribe to it, no harm, no foul.
Well, the thing is as well is that Netflix actually obviously clearly are starting to move into the sporting arena.
That's the uncomfortable truth. Elite boxing, crossover boxing, and full spectacle boxing now exist on the same menu. Serious title fights, half-serious grudge matches, and nostalgia mega events operating more like blockbuster films and championship bouts. When Simon says public opinion about timing doesn't matter if millions tune in, it lands hard, because viewership beats purity every time. Fans may complain for weeks, but they still press play when legends walk toward the ring.
And the Netflix of the world showing product, whether we think it's a good product or not, whether we think watching two 50-year-old men, nigh on 50-year-old men, having a dance that was 10 years too late when they were in their prime and is now 20 years too late.
But our view is irrelevant, isn't it? Because the data obviously says it's going to be successful. Obviously, they wouldn't be doing it.
Well, Netflix are not doing it for the good of sport. Exactly. They're doing it because they've got 300 million subscribers and they can keep those subscribers by adding content in there and they can get new ones. And it's a business model. It works. The boxers get more money out of it. What I'd like to see is the ecosystem getting more money out of this sort of thing.
Zoom out, and this saga becomes bigger than one fight. Tyson demanding humility. Wade questioning non-stop exhibitions. Vlad stirring financial whispers. Simon explaining streaming economics. This isn't just about a matchup. It's about what boxing has evolved into. On one side, legacy and pride. On the other, spectacle and monetization. Whether praised or criticized, the blueprint works. Every rumor, every debate, every headline fuels a machine. And it all keeps orbiting around the same two names, Tyson and Mayweather, legends who still bend boxing's gravity decades later.
Does Floyd's unbeaten record and the professional status of the bout add any intrigue to this at all?
No. Not really. I don't think so. I mean, Manny Pacquiao's had a fight recently, hasn't he, against Mario Barris, who just lost his title to Ryan Garcia, deservedly so. And that was a draw in which most people saw Pacquiao at the end of his career, saw what was left of him, and were not too happy that he came back.
Now the question is yours. Is this smart business in modern boxing's entertainment era, or are legends risking their legacy for spectacle? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's really talk about it. And don't forget to like, share, and